What's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Movies and Models. I'm your boy KP in the building. As usual, my guy, my co-star, my buddy, B. Morris here. What's up?
I'm here. This is going to be interesting. But before we get too far, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe.
Like the video. And that's about it.
Hey, well, I mean, Suckers is out. Watch Suckers. Airbnb is back.
Do that.
Watch Airbnb. Yeah. Lovers and Friends just dropped 2. Get on that one too.
I got to get better at these all the actions in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Get them right out the way.
Get out the way.
Yeah. Right out the way. And join us. Hey, bring it on back over here because I'm happy. We got some dope people in the building. I'm very excited. This is a wonderful day. We got actress and model joining us all the way from the lands. Cheyenne's here. What's up?
What's up? Hey, from the land.
Lands. I forgot where you moved from. So that's why I'm like the land. Where did you move from again?
From Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Rand's life.
Rhode Island's crazy. Yeah. I never even dreamed of going to that place. But anywho, she's here. Also in the building, listen, this is my guy. Known him for years. Superstar. Phenomenal. Honestly, a genius to me. Writer, director, producer. If you need a haircut, he'll get that shit together for you too. Don't get it twisted, okay? All right, my guy Hardwell's in the building.
Yes, sir. Yeah, too kind. Glad to be here, man.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
He with the intros.
Man, with the intros.
I'm trying to figure it out.
The glasses.
You know? Quick icebreakers. We kind of talked about that. You know, I'm going to some. Just, real simple here. I'm going to start with you, Cheyenne. The world is ending. What's the last movie you watching?
Oh, the world's ending? And I'm watching a movie.
You watching a movie?
That's crazy work. Okay.
That's right.
That's what we going to do around here.
I'm going to watch Lucy. I like that movie.
Lucy?
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson? Was that?
Oh, I remember Lucy, yeah.
Lucy, and she unlocks her full potential.
She unlocks her full potential.
Who was in there?
That's Scarlett.
That's Scarlett, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. See, I remember. Really? That? Nice.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
You might be able to save the world if you unlock it all.
Yeah, you better unlock it fast.
Shit. So I might as well just sit there and be like, wow, I could have got here. Maybe I'll get there after the world.
Solid pick.
Why Lucy?
I just like that movie. It's a good movie.
Okay.
You know?
I like the questions of the movie.
What was the question? I don't remember it as much.
Well, Morgan, right?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Freeman. He talks about like how limited our brain capacity is in comparison to like, I think it was dolphins, because he talked about their ability to use sonar. Yeah. And he's like, how much more could we do if we were able to access 20% of our brain? I can't remember what the percentage is, but it's much less than 20.
Okay.
Yeah, ours is like 10%.
So it's like Limitless. You ever seen Limitless when Bradley Cooper took the pill and really went crazy? I think it was better than Lucy.
He was taking drugs.
It was different.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, he was taking drugs.
What's yours? What you got?
Man, so the first one that came to mind was I Am Legend.
Okay.
But
another movie about the world ending.
Right. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch the world end like that.
Okay.
If I had to pick something, like I'm going to go out feeling good, I'm probably going to watch Coming to America.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Comedy. Can't go wrong. You've seen that, right?
I feel like comedy is not bad. But Coming to America, no.
Wait, no, as in you haven't seen it?
I probably have, but don't remember.
No. You will remember.
No. Wait, disclaimer. If I did lose some memory.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Lucy makes more sense now.
Yeah, okay. Give us how that happened, and then we'll continue on.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have to know this.
No, I'm saying it makes more sense because it has to do with memory. You mentioned it.
Yeah. So last year around Christmas, my car spun out on the highway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In Rhode Island?
In Rhode Island. Like right before I came here.
Yeah.
Literally.
Winter.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I woke up and I was in my car. And then I was confused. Yeah. And then I was like in and out of like my memory. I thought Obama was the president still. I didn't know what year it was for real.
So you knocked you back.
You lost like 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
I didn't even know
you think, it's 2008. Okay.
Yeah, I was not paying attention. When I heard my answers, I was like, That's crazy work.
Did somebody call the cops or like what?
My friend found me, like my car, and then I think he called the ambulance.
Wow.
That's how I ended.
Yeah, 911.
Was that part of your decision to move to LA?
Kinda, yeah.
This is my
Mine too, because something similar. I didn't lose my memory or get into an accident, but like I was on a highway in Michigan and Detroit, and my car just hit some black ice and just started spinning in slow motion, and I was just like, it was nothing I could do. I was just like floating for like 20 seconds.
Was you
and then luckily God, thank you God, nothing happened. But once I stopped, I was just like, you know what? This is my last winter in Michigan.
Yeah.
That was me. I was like, I'm not going to be in Rhode Island for this winter. I'm leaving.
Fuck that winter. Same with me. When I got jumped in Kalamazoo, I said, yeah, it's time to go after this.
Yeah.
Well, you got jumped?
Yeah, I got jumped.
Someone putting paws on you?
I don't know what happened. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
You lost your memory too?
I did.
He woke up in the hospital and lost his memory.
I woke up in the hospital like, what happened?
They blacked out, jumped.
Was it a party or something?
Who was that? Yeah, it was at my friend's party, like one of his parties.
It was New Year's Eve party.
New Year's Eve. I guess I was too lit. I don't know. I just woke up, was like, yeah, you know what? I'm out of here. That next week, I was in LA. Like, I'm out of here.
Was there like any physical damage? Like,
oh, my face was knotted up for sure.
You look like Hitch?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They beat the brakes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know why.
Where was your frat brothers at?
Everybody was off just different. It was like
it was
I
like
remember
4 a.m.
It was late as hell. And I remember we had chick. He
was home.
Let's start saying your homie was.
By that time I was like at home in the bed.
You left since you left.
I think I was the only one still there. And it was like girls, and it was like a couple of straggler people who we don't know, because we had like a little after party. So a couple people just here for the after party at the crib. You don't think nothing of it. And that's it. I don't know. After that, I don't know.
Shit, man, ain't nothing good outside after 12, bro.
You right now.
Learn the hard way.
Ain't nothing good outside after 12.
You right.
The lights is on. You gotta go home.
Favorite childhood snack, Cheyenne?
Okay, this is something me and my little cousin used to do. This is gonna sound strange. Don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. Okay.
Okay.
We used to heat up pepperoni and cheese and just eat it. That was like our thing.
Pepperoni and cheese. Okay.
Yeah.
Not too crazy.
Yeah. No, I think it was pretty crazy. It was just like on a plate in the microwave.
No bread, no sauce, nothing. Okay.
We just with a fork.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
We listen and we don't judge.
No judging.
No.
I was a kid.
Okay. Oh.
How around this time?
I don't know. I can't say I was a kid because I was eating that for a while.
So I'm like 10.
She said, right. 11. I just stopped.
No, we was. I don't know. It was for a while. I was like into middle school eating that.
Okay.
Like elementary, middle school. Yeah, I was like our thing. Middle of the night.
In the middle of the night. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
You?
What we got? Man, so, I grew up poor, so I ain't trying to bring it down like that.
No, give it to me.
But so what I would do, my mom, she used to give us like $2 a day, and I would save that $2 for a week, and at the end of the week, I would go to Smart and Final and I'd buy like candy to sell at school. So sometimes they say you can't get high on your own supply. I didn't always listen to that.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So one of my favorite snacks was the sugar.
The sugar straws or something?
Yeah, not the straws. The long ones that pause.
Oh, the sugar sticks, like Kool-Aid in a stick.
It wasn't a stick. It was almost like fruit roll up, but not like. They were thin, about that thin, or wide. I can't remember what they were called. But yeah, I used to go crazy.
Those, like it's like the sour straws, but not the straw, just the flat piece.
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Well, because you was eating.
Well, you was eating. Yeah, you was eating. You would need candy like that.
Maybe do they still make that candy?
They do.
Yeah.
Oh.
They do.
Go to karaoke song, Cheyenne.
We just have this conversation today.
Dang, that one's a hard question. Look, Just come back to me. Your go-to.
I literally was just having this conversation the other day. My go-to, I got a couple. It depends on the crowd.
Okay.
So if it's like a crowd that's mixed, like, you know, older, younger, then I'm probably gonna sing "Papa Was a Rolling Stone."
Okay.
If it's ladies in the crowd, predominantly it's gonna be Babyface every time I close my eyes.
Okay. Solid. You know those songs?
Okay. No. Stop doing that to
I know
her.
the Rolling Stones. I know Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
There you go.
I know
Okay.
Classic.
Dang.
And you're a singer too.
Well, I sing for fun.
For fun.
She makes joyful noises.
Okay.
Exactly. That is still tough. I sing everything. Whatever pops up. If it's like R&B, 90s, 2000s, that's my vibe. So if it's on and I know the words, I'm there.
You got it. You picking it.
Yeah.
You gonna tear it? Okay.
Yeah, she like me. I'm not really good at titles. I'm more so good at, like, if I hear it and I know it.
If it's a vibe and I like it, I'm there.
90s, 2000s R&B.
The best.
Who was you listening to?
Alicia Keys.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Usher.
Okay.
Confession.
They got one together. You could sing a duet.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Ain't No Way. That's a vibe.
Oh, is that Aretha Franklin?
Yeah. That's a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. I'm gonna keep it moving. Okay. Fictional character you would have dinner with, and why?
Fictional character.
Fictional.
Do it have to be like a real fictional character, or are we making one up?
No, someone from a movie or a cartoon. Or...
Yeah, whatever.
Fictional character. It could be a human or a cartoon character.
Whatever you want. Fictional. It ain't whatever.
But if it's fictional, they're not real. So it can't be a
Absolutely.
person, right?
Well, no, I'm saying like a
could be a
fictional
character.
person could
like Scarlett Johansson from the movie, but
Yeah.
not real.
So
Scarlett.
Lucy, you would sit down with Lucy for dinner.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's
Okay,
what I
let me
mean,
think about it.
The first one that popped in my mind was Hitch. Hitch had all the answers.
Absolutely.
He had all the answers.
I think they might still do a part 2 there.
You a big Will Smith fan, I see, because you said I Am Legend. Now you saying Hitch.
How can you not be?
Will Smith is Bible for me.
Yeah, how can you not be? They'll be tearing me up about Will Smith.
Oh, we can talk about it. Will Smith is
pissing
Bible.
me off.
He Bible.
Listen now. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Say
That's
what?
weird.
You did?
I mean, I gave it a shot. I'm gonna give Will a shot.
That ain't in the
I love you,
That ain't in
Will.
the Bible. Okay?
I love you.
Oh, no, that's the Apocrypha. We don't read that one.
I love you.
You know what I'm saying? We don't read that one.
What you thinking, Sha?
All right. So like, technically it's not fictional, but it is.
Okay.
Joke for that.
Okay.
So like, what about, does the Titanic count?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know why, like, that whole plate thing, she couldn't, like, make it work.
So you want to talk to Rose?
She gonna talk to
Me and
Rose.
Rose need to have a talk. I was hurt.
That's what you want to do.
Like-
That's what you're
like
doing.
it was
You want
enough
to
room
cause
It
chaos.
was enough room for both of them on
I'm
that.
just
It was.
talk to
It
her
definitely. It definitely
Or Romeo and
was.
Juliet, like, them killing themselves, like, that wasn't it.
For love.
I'm down.
Okay.
They killed each.
So
they
you
killed
mad at all the chicks that play Leonardo.
Right.
Yeah.
That's your
No,
that's
he
your
just
guy.
so happened to like be the person that was like dying all the time. But no,
That is crazy.
I'm just trying to figure out like
Yeah. Can you grab that from the court?
You just ordered Starburst in the middle of the show. And
And they came in with the. They came in and said, "Fuck, we shooting." I told him.
I tried to keep a straight face. I didn't know if y'all was gonna edit it out or not.
Quiet on. No, we keeping this. Keep this in
Ah,
the show.
damn.
Don't edit it out,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah, I need that now, baby.
Crazy.
I don't care what
You
it's
might want to bring it in now.
Yeah,
We need
you
like
kidding?
quiet on set
God
sign.
damn, thank you. I did see that. That's what did it.
Hey, bro, I couldn't get coffee.
Where Andy only got one for him.
That's crazy.
That actually is crazy.
Let me say something. First
Like,
of all,
you-
Me and Hardwell need coffee too.
I seen. First of all, you had some at the school already. I knew that already at the event, and then you had 2 beverages in your hand. I looked when I first said. I said he good already. He drinks.
Oh, that's
And
why
then
you didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm like he good. He drinking
Okay.
already. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm
You know,
observing.
If you texted me and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna order coffee," I would have just came straight here. And you got Starbucks.
You made me think about coffee when I saw you. So I'm like, yeah, she drinking coffee.
What is that?
It's my usual, guys. Venti vanilla chai tea latte, almond milk, little espresso shot in between the blonde.
You order Starbucks like a white
See,
woman.
now you need like little baby.
Oh no, this not leaving my hand.
You need baby tea.
This ain't leaving my hand, okay? I'm sorry.
I say now you.
I'm sorry for the interruption, guys. I'm sorry. Shout out our sponsors. Like, nah, I wish.
Know when you're ready.
I'm ready. So movies and models. Movies and models.
Back to the program.
Judge.
Movies and models. Hey, we're big here. We're big on TV and film. That entire world we love to be immersed in. I know this is a big thing for you as well. You know, Sean, want to learn. What are, your favorite genre? What's your favorite genre to watch?
My favorite genre is probably thriller, suspense thriller.
I figured that.
I frequent that one quite a bit.
What's one you can watch, like, no matter the day of the week it's on, I'm watching it.
Oh, my wife hates it, but I watch Seven.
Okay.
Probably.
Seven is great.
Like once a week though.
No play.
Which wife part or Seven?
Which wife part? Seven is staying. Okay.
Yeah, Seven. I watch Seven. Like
She's gonna be like.
She know.
She gonna feel seen. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Me, I like comedy, but I watch a lot of documentaries, so I don't know. I'm gonna say comedy.
Documentaries is like the only thing I really don't vibe with like that. Matter of fact, Brandon, what's something you don't watch? Like, what's the genre you don't? It's like
Watch everything. I love documentaries.
I mean, I watch all, but there has to be something where it's like,
So do you 30 for 30s? Do you watch those?
I like those.
So those documentaries?
That's true. That's true. But I guess when it starts getting into like, I don't know.
You don't like to learn?
You know.
You got the glasses for show.
Oh!
To see. I need these motherfuckers to see.
Getting you today.
Oh yeah, she on.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
Damn, we all got glasses.
It was the table.
Star don't have.
You don't have no table for me. You
I'm
told
sorry.
me to
Next
hold
time.
it.
Next time we will. Look,
The chair ain't even made for me. Like I can't.
Wait, what happens if you sit all the way back? Like,
This is me sitting back.
What, no, are you gonna be like
No.
this?
You gotta sit.
Yeah.
Yes,
She's like,
yeah.
Oh, she don't want that on camera.
Yeah. I mean, a little short.
She don't want that on camera.
It's okay.
yeah, you look relaxed.
Yeah. What's a comedy movie you can watch all the time?
I need a table still.
To kick your feet up? Now that's crazy. You gonna come put your feet on our furniture? Just look.
All right, guys, welcome
That's
to my
crazy.
show.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. I'm gonna stop.
No, you're good.
Come on. All right.
You're
So
good.
comedy, one that I would watch. I like cartoons, so I'm gonna say Zootopia. I like to laugh.
You like anime?
I like anime too.
Do you like anime?
I'm trying to get into it.
I'm saying.
I don't. For
Such
some
a big
reason,
thing, especially like for culture now. It's becoming
Yeah.
like a lot of inspiration is starting to be drawn from animes for a lot of these films.
Yeah, I want to get into it. I've tried, but for some reason it just it
It's
don't.
like the stories though be really good and the lessons.
stories
and
are
it's
very
like,
deep.
It's a lot
You
of
watch
like,
anime?
Well, what's your
little
favorite anime? Because you was about to
A little
move.
bit.
What's your favorite anime?
Right now I'm watching Your Lie in April. It's a love story,
Okay.
but
Oh, there we go.
don't be a hater, okay? My goodness.
Well, there we go. It's not. It doesn't sound like a good one from our.
It's a love story. It's
Okay.
cute. But I feel like you guys would be into something a little more like action.
Yeah,
maybe.
Wait, don't put me in no box. I love love stories too.
It's a
That's
slow
what I
one.
love.
And it's not in English, so I feel like you might not be into it.
I mean, most of the anime is not in English.
But I like
Yeah.
films that aren't in English. Like
Maybe
I like B. I watch everything. Like I'm a student of all things cinema. It's just that anime for some reason. I loved cartoons growing up, but I can't.
They're not the same.
Did you like I feel like maybe if you watch like Demon Slayer, that's
Yeah,
popular.
those are like the most popular ones, like Dragon Ball Z and stuff that we've
But-
seen and stuff.
Never seen it.
Okay, well that's interesting.
yeah, start there.
Yeah, start there.
Never
You
seen it.
got Attack of the Titan.
I know who Goku is.
They got a lot of enough
It's
seasons.
it's just so many. Demon Slayer is a really good one. Everybody talks about. It's a
Oh,
lot.
have you seen what is it? Happy Neverland? It's that one's crazy.
So we got to get a list from her.
I'll watch. Yeah, I mean,
I mean-
I'll
I'm gonna chime in real quick. I'm gonna start you off with Akira.
that's for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Cowboy Bebop. Start with those two.
Look,
Do you,
Kira is-
wait,
Kira
do you
is
know
awesome.
the name of the one? It's like Happy Ever Neverland or something like that. I can't think of it. And the girl, it's like a mom, and she has like an orphanage, but she's like getting these kids ready to like feed them to like these creatures.
Creatures. A lot of them be having creatures and shit too. It'd be crazy.
This is anime?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anime is dark.
Or maybe I might be missing out.
I love it.
He's like, wait,
Devil
that
May
sounds
Cry is out
interesting.
right now on it. It's a lot. It's
That's
a lot.
interesting because it's, I mean, you know.
It's dark. It's darker.
Yeah,
So
interesting
that's-
stories for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I just got the wrong recommendation. So you said Cowboy Bebop and Akira.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, let's move on, Brandon. Hollywood Hot Seat. Normally we have some things situated with what's going on in entertainment. We'd like to talk about. It's not a lot. We've been having this argument. I'm sure you all have seen it. I just want to see y'all take on it real quick.
I know where you're going.
Absolutely.
Damn gorilla.
Can 100 people, 100 dudes beat a gorilla?
Someone just asked me this yesterday.
Exactly.
What'd
So,
you tell them to ask?
yeah,
I
I want
feel like people would win.
I did not expect you to say that.
Why?
She's
You're
a native
smart.
too, so she got the people that know how to get with it.
You feel like
there is that
do
piece.
you feel like realistically,
Mm-hmm.
you think a gorilla is smarter than a person?
Not
No.
smarter, but we're talking about
we're
fight.
talking about
Yeah, but,
fighting,
like,
though.
I can realistically like a girl could beat a guy and she could be a young girl, a little girl. It's all on like your intellectual things, you know. They could lay a trap, they
watch
could
a
do
lot of
other
Lucy.
things.
She has.
Yeah, because it's getting
That
crazy.
Lucy.
And
No, don't do that.
No,
Don't make me
no.
look crazy on here.
No. It's fine. Listen, because
That's just my thought.
there's a lot of people who feel that 100 people can beat a gorilla. I'm one who says no.
yeah, I'm one who says no.
But can you tell me why? For the people who, you
I
know,
wish I had my phone.
I mean,
I agree.
I just,
I agree.
for
I don't
me,
even know.
Brandon agrees. Brandon also agrees. But he says
that we can't.
No, I think we can.
see, he says we.
Oh, so the seating is perfect. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So here's the deal. So my question is, what do the humans have at their disposal?
Hands.
They definitely lose it.
That's what I'm trying
What
to
do you
explain.
mean? Like you can make a trap. You could do. He didn't say.
It's not none of that. It's like if it's 100 of us right now and this gorilla walk in, y'all ready?
That gorilla slapping the shit out
Are
of
y'all ready?
We can't make a trap.
Hold on.
No, you
That's
don't get to
what
do it.
I'm
It's just
saying.
hands. You can make a plan like y'all 10 take it from the left, y'all 10 go from the right, y'all 50 do
I
this.
Like
think-
the way
I
KP
think
thinks.
You can
What
do
if-
that.
what-
we can still win.
What if we dig a hole?
We may have to like.
with our hands, like with nothing. We dig a hole with our hands, and then
We have some.
and then we get the gorilla to fall in the hole. Like
Yeah.
she's talking about like
And then what?
using
Yeah.
our brain power.
Exactly. That's. What
But
I'm
it's a
saying.
fight to the death though. That's the thing. It's
Yeah,
a
we
fight
can
to the death.
We may have to like.
Humans are
risk-
stupid.
Yeah, very much so.
Y'all don't have
Maybe
enough
you're
faith in
No.
mankind.
Wait,
Let me
oh,
hear.
as in men.
Y'all don't have
like
enough faith
split
in
in half.
mankind that we can beat
Fuck
one
no.
gorilla.
No.
You know what? If we
Fuck
had
no.
100 of us who feel like we can, versus like
Wait, y'all the main ones I'm not going with.
Have y'all ever watched like a Nat Geo show about silverback gorillas?
I think
They haven't. Now that I have. Now that
Can
kind of
we,
shit
like-
I've
Can we
you
like
know,
search this
It
up?
starts with your belief.
No,
Yeah,
fuck
okay.
that.
I'm taking
Have
it
y'all watched documentaries on
have
silverback?
And y'all see what he does to those first couple people, and if you
Alright,
think
but-
you still about to be able to get in on that,
Come on, man.
y'all tripping.
Come on.
Them
I
first
think-
ones who run up are
Because
getting
you
demolished.
saw-
Oh, that's my first thought.
Because you saw that, now you have
A
a
lot of
belief
people might
system
die.
that you can't do something.
I think a lot of people might die, but
A lot of people are going to die.
100%.
Well, yeah, but I think that we could.
At least 90 something.
Beat
of them.
Did you watch the Planet of the Apes series?
Yeah, but we're not talking
who's
about
won in that
100
war?
apes versus 100 people.
Caesar
we're
was
talking
whooping
about
ass.
One ape is one ape is an issue. One
And not
silverback
even, and not
is an
just
issue.
exactly, not
And
just
then, like-
a silverback.
Silverback is a problem.
And then like we could pick the not like regular people, not like KP size people. Like
That's
we
crazy.
could pick some big folks. We could
Yeah,
pick.
some
We can get The
bodybuilders.
Rock.
You know,
We can get John Jones. We can get Bruce Lee.
yeah.
We can get.
yeah.
Oh, now you're bringing people back from the
Yeah,
dead.
I need the.
I'm making an
I need-
all-star line
I
on.
need the right team.
You said 100 men. You wasn't specific. You said
This is what the tweet said. The tweet said 100 men versus a gorilla can win. They just got to be dedicated. It has to be
That's what I'm
100
saying.
dedicated
We
men.
can't have people like
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch.
They don't believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I don't want to punch you.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
See,
good
that's
because
what
I know already what's gonna happen.
I think 100 people would definitely win. We may have to like sacrifice some people in the process.
Yeah.
they gotta
That's your
have to
plan?
know.
Hey,
Yeah,
this y'all leader.
Yeah.
you're a leader.
This y'all leader.
I'm
You gonna
glad
get
that you're
sacrificed.
giving me the queen vibes.
You're gonna.
That's
you
all
gonna,
you.
You're gonna
Yeah,
die.
You got it.
There
About
will
70
be
of
some
y'all.
losses, but
Right.
we will win.
You have to at that point.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What does winning actually look like?
I mean,
How do you
he's
know? Oh, so you're killing him.
Yeah, he's gonna be dead. That's the point, right?
He could be knocked out. He could be incapacitated.
No.
So she knows we got to kill this mother.
It's like
Or
if
we
he
dead.
Hey, we
Yeah,
got Mike
he gets
Tyson,
back up.
uppercut, boom.
He's gonna get back up on 10.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, I almost died and I survived.
He gonna get back up like Goku.
No.
Oh yeah.
He has to be
Like that's what.
done.
Like it just our attacks. He won't even feel it. It don't even matter how many
Well,
fists are and
this
fists
is
and
what I'm
feet.
saying. Maybe,
His body's
like,
so dense.
Maybe like we're gonna have to just like sacrifice one person. Like shove
One person.
We could shove him down his throat or something. He'll die. He'll choke.
Damn.
But that person's not gonna survive.
That's your plan.
Damn.
All right, let's. Okay.
Yeah, you
I
could.
don't know where
you
you go
could.
from there.
You could like.
You think that he's gonna be able to like eat a person? No.
You could like.
I don't think he
They-
would
they-
do
You
it.
could like pick. You
herbivores
could,
anyway.
you could
Yeah,
pick
they're
up
not-
one
they're
of
not
the.
gonna eat.
You could pick up one of the dead and use them as a shield.
You could, and he gonna punch through that problem.
It's
He gonna
like-
take. He gonna
it's
take
like,
it off
boom.
of you.
Then I got Mike Tyson coming from the side with the
He gonna,
uppercut.
and he gonna eat that. And he
Mike
gonna,
Tyson is not getting in this fight with y'all.
Mike Tyson is
the
killing the
gorilla
bro.
is grabbing a
He's gonna
person
come
and
hit all
swinging
the
that
pressure
bitch around
from
like a
point.
club.
Yeah.
Come on.
Who
Now.
started this? This really has traction. I've been hearing
It's
this
a lot.
everywhere.
300
If I
million
get- if I get-
impressions. It
Can
went
we
everywhere.
hit him with something?
No, you gotta use all hands.
All
Yourself.
hands? Yeah, I'm definitely shoving a person down his throat. I'm not gonna fight a gorilla.
We got some kung fu
That's
guys. We got
crazy
some
work.
MMA guys. We got
Well,
some
I'm
Mike
not doing
Tysons.
it, but
We like.
How much
we're
does a
not fighting.
silverback?
But
No,
like,
we're not fighting, but
we're
I'm
just
picking the
planning.
team.
Hold
I'm
on.
picking
we're
the team.
planning.
How much does a silverback weigh?
Do you have
A lot.
ChatGPT? Let's ask.
A lot.
Hey, who would win? We need to know.
That's a great idea.
We need to know. Who would really win?
I can't believe this is a real conversation.
It's sparked. It's everywhere too. That's what happens, yo.
A
That's what
silverback
happens.
weighs 300 to 430 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that.
You got people. You got people
can
that.
weigh that much.
Yeah, that's true. People do weigh that much.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah, but
talk
they
about
can't move.
they can't move like that. Now talk about how hard his heat is compared to the regular person.
Okay, that's fine. But do you see him? His mouth cannot fit a person in it. If we
He's not
shove
about
a
to
head
just
in
shove
there-
a person down his mouth. That's not how that works.
You said.
Hey, gorilla, hold your mouth open,
No,
G.
no, wait. But you did say. You said we can't use weapons. A person, though.
You trying to feed him a person and hope that he chokes on it.
ChatGPT says we gonna lose. Okay.
100%.
In a straight up fight with no weapons, one adult male gorilla would almost certainly win against 100 unarmed men, at least initially. Okay, then they're giving us reasons why: strength,
Yeah.
speed and aggression, durability, shock. I
This
think he would.
says silverbacks are known for their incredible strength. They can lift up to 10 times their body weight.
However,
That's 10 niggas right there.
over time, if the men coordinated, used strategy, and surrounded,
You know
and
how dumb people are?
and overwhelmed
We
the
give
gorilla
them-
with sheer
My
numbers,
thesis was that humans
We are so
stupid.
stupid in
even
situations.
just piling on, it theoretically possible that they could take it down, but it would likely result in several casualties. Yes.
And
we
by
will have-
several, they mean
The queen
99.
already said we willing to have some casualties.
No,
Wow.
We're gonna win.
you know what? I didn't prompt it right.
You know
You know what
what?
I'm saying? I need 100 strong,
We
trained.
made it this far in life. Men still exist. Gorillas
For
could
now.
be extinct.
For now,
Realistically.
yeah, we've hit
But if
that
men-
mass extinction.
If you
is-
think about it though, if men go extinct, it's because men made men extinct. It's not because an animal did it.
well, damn.
That's crazy.
Wait, you talking about man as in mankind?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not literally.
I just want clarity for the folks.
I have let me move on real quick. I want to go to my next
Jeez.
joint. The only other thing I have to say, Sinners came out,
Yeah.
great movie,
Absolutely.
phenomenal. My question to you, especially, I'm not sure if you saw how the media kind of portrayed the victory of Sinners by still kind of what did
They downplayed it.
kind of downplaying it
Yeah.
to a degree. Why?
There was something that came out that said like,
From Variety.
yeah, even though they made, I don't know, however many, like $100 million they made, that they were still in the red because but whatever it was. But it's just like, bro, we still made $100 million at the box office the first week.
Mm-hmm.
So I religiously study numbers Monday to Monday.
Yes.
On films.
Mm-hmm.
And a film of this magnitude that had a $90 million budget for an original project is unheard of. I think the last one was Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which also had a $90 million budget.
Great movie too.
But I love Quentin. That film, week to week, didn't perform the way Sinners did.
Absolutely.
Sinners made $48 million domestically here, opening weekend. Overseas, it made, I think, like something like $13 or $14 million. So by Monday, it was already 60 million up.
Yeah, that's what it was, 60 million, but there was 90 million budget.
So when I read that article by Variety, which I kind of feel like hurt them in some ways in terms of how people view the validity of what they be saying. It's like, I knew that Sinners was gonna have $150-200 million like in the first 2 or 3 weeks because the word of mouth was so crazy. And then when
that marketing was phenomenal.
me and you were texting about like seeing it a second time. When I was trying to get a second ticket,
full.
it was sold out every
Same.
You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to sit in the front, so I
Couldn't
knew.
even get my second ticket. That's
I
crazy.
saw it 3 times. Third time was still sold out. It was still cracking.
So like Monday, we're talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, sold out. So I just think that, you know, Ryan Coogler did an incredible interview on Democracy Now! And the host asked him about that, and he said he has his suspicions he wouldn't go into, but we know what it is. It's just like, you know, the expectation was for that black man to fail and for that film to fail. He created a whole new genre with that film as far as I'm concerned. I still don't know exactly what it is.
What it is, yeah.
I get why they say it's hard, but then it's like, is it a musical? Is it, you know, there's so many, like
a lot of elements.
He brought so many genres together with that film. And what I love about him and his work, and the reason I think it resonates with so many people, is because, like, you have the benefit of, like, being native and knowing who you are, where you come from, your tribal traditions, your customs, all these things you can carry with you.
Absolutely.
And decide if you want to pivot from them or don't want to pivot from them, right? Like, how much you want to... I think that Ryan's ability to continue to connect or attempt to reconnect Black Americans to their ancestral root is the thing that keeps bringing people back. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a unique
culture. He's doing stuff.
He's doing it in a way that's never been done, and that's why they can't understand it, because for them it's like it don't fit any.
It's not in the formulaic realm that we're used to.
There's no formula for it. So, you know, I think it sucks what Variety did, and at the same time I don't, because I feel like it made the people who really mess with Ryan and the projects that he do, they was like, oh no, we're gonna make sure that this goes up.
And they also didn't like the deal that he got, the little extra deal about getting his.
I love it.
You know, because it's unusual for directors to be able to get complete ownership of their project.
He was saying that that's a very usual thing. Like, that's a thing. They're making a big deal out of it that he got it, but like lots of directors get that same deal. And
so it's just because he's black?
He was like, I asked for that deal because I know that's a very regular thing that other folks get.
Well, you know,
and no one ever says anything about it.
But he can do. He can. It's easy to say now he can do it because he just did it. But if you look at his box office numbers for his films, they had to give it to him.
Yes,
he was gonna get it from somebody. You know what I mean? And I think he's playing in a box that a lot of directors, specifically black directors, don't get an opportunity to play in. And he's earned it. He's demanded it. He's commanded it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at the numbers from Fruitvale to Creed, Black Panther.
He's earned the right to ask for that deal. Like the other directors asked for that deal that are on that level.
Absolutely. The numbers dictate you being able to say, this is what I want. And either you're going to give it to me or you're not going to give it to me.
Come on in. You know come on in.
It's totally up to you. So I think that I love it that it's happening because it's putting him in that Spielbergian
For sure.
universe. Not, and I don't mean that in a comparison, but I love that now we're getting to see black directors be able to participate on the back end of films in a way, global box office films, in a way that we've never seen. I mean, obviously, F. Gary Gray is a legend.
Great.
We got directors that are legends.
That's why Fuqua, I feel like people always are sleeping on him to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Antoine's
He did. You think 100 men can beat one gorilla?
Oh, is that conversation on Twitter, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that discourse. You know, I think that, like, maybe mentally and strategically, that would be an advantage for the 100 men.
She's on the right
but
side.
I think so, though, for, like, the adrenaline and, like, for the focus, that's, like, probably where the tough battle is. Like, when, you know, you're in the moment. Because, like, 100 men, but the 100 men, like, hypothetically is there, but also for, like, strategy, you know, for being able to do teamwork, like, that's where the fail might be and the gorilla might win.
We not doing that.
Yes, we are.
We are not doing
We have no choice.
You're not doing
Bro,
that.
these sports teams barely can pull their stuff together with 12
Right.
people.
What if we have
But
like a solid
100
team?
randoms?
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
I'm not listening to you. We watched. You seen Squid Games? You seen this thing?
Games.
So now money is on the line too?
It's no money. It's just y'all gotta do it. It's just
You just gotta do
you
it.
just gotta be willing to
And
fuck
then
this.
we get
gorilla
$50
up.
million if we do
But I
it.
mean, like,
Even
that-
still, I'm not gonna listen to you. Why? Out of 100 people, if you try to come and be the leader, hey bro, hey, why the fuck we listening to him?
And that's exactly why you're
And it's for
lose.
50 million? I want how much is
They'll
50 million?
Yeah, exactly.
They'll lose.
That's why you'll lose because you won't do the teamwork.
you need people
strategy.
who are like, I'm gonna win, not people that.
Yes, and it's said
Are
they gotta
scared
get
to
dedicated.
lose.
So if we're all dedicated to win, how we're gonna win causes the issue.
Exactly.
That's going to be the problem. Hey, I got an idea. Well, hey, I got a better idea. No, I got an idea. No, we should do this. We should do this.
You're
Well,
gonna
let's
get
try
a
my plan.
solid team. A solid team. You
I
get-
love
you
your
get-
optimism.
You get,
I
think
do
about
love
this,
that.
right?
She comes from
We
a
got-
tribe.
We got two.
Yeah,
Okay?
exactly.
We gotta cheat.
You watch
We
football,
listen.
no?
That's huh?
You watch football?
I do.
All right, and there's a coach, no?
telling you about.
Every person on that team isn't
That's
like,
crazy.
we're gonna do this play. No, we listen to the coach.
Yeah.
So
Strength
who's-
and
then,
weaknesses.
and then someone wins.
So listen, I agree with you on all of that. What I'm saying is, if you put 100 dudes together,
Yeah.
we're not just about to listen to
It's,
one
it's
person.
75 people on the football team.
What if there's like one person
we listen
who
when
is
we
Unless that motherfucker is Captain America himself, I'm not listening. I'm
That's why
like, what?
you're
I'm
not
like,
in
so
that
you,
group.
how do I, you know how to beat this gorilla? Yeah, I'm
He's
telling
the
you.
one we're
How the fuck
sacrificing.
would you know how to beat this gorilla?
Yeah, we're sacrificing you.
You're getting
one person
sacrificed.
doesn't have to be the leader, though. You stress your strengths and your weaknesses, and at that point, then that's how you build the teamwork. But whether or not you want to
Wait,
stress
she
your
wants
strengths and
100
weaknesses-
men to say, this is my weakness.
No, not weakness. You
Good
have
luck.
to know. You have to
Good
know
luck.
who's better at what, right? So then you assess it into groups. And then after
She
that,
just
like
gave
you
you
have
the
to come
football
up with a
team
plan.
analogy.
If you really want to win, then you have to put your head in the game, right? So if you
Right.
put your head in the game,
I
you
also-
prepare for war.
I also
We
think-
already built kingdoms and done this on the earth.
Facts.
Just why can't you just do it with one gorilla?
That listen here. I think we put it's a lot
think
more
you're
to
gonna
it.
get
It's 100 people. The gorilla come out. It's like go, let's fight. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't get no prep time. You ain't Batman.
They didn't
It's
say
100.
that.
It's a
They
gorilla.
didn't say
Go
that
get
in the
to it.
tweet.
I can't.
You're getting sacrificed. We're shoving you down.
You ever,
I'm not going.
Damn.
I'm not going.
I don't beat her either.
I ain't no
You get a
fool.
Yeah,
person
y'all-
like you.
y'all
that's the
scared,
person
man.
you
Scared, man.
sacrifice.
You're damn right. I'm scared.
you ever heard of
Which
you
one
ever,
is
you
yours?
ever heard of the story called David and Goliath?
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
ain't gonna be this with you.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
I'm not about to argue.
He had a slingshot, bro. You said
Oh, my
hands
God.
only.
Hands.
Oh, okay.
All
We
right,
got
but
100 men.
He
realistically,
had my Lord and Savior behind
what?
him.
Right.
You got 100 dudes. You don't know what they on.
We gonna use KP as the slingshot.
I'm not going out there.
Man.
I
Right.
won't be out there.
And that's on creativity. He ain't gonna see coming.
I don't know where you. You think you slingshot me like that is crazy.
I'm gonna get the Rock. I'm gonna get Jason. I'm gonna get Jason Momoa and the Rock.
There you
They're
go.
gonna throw
Y'all
KP.
need to win.
They're gonna use KP like a
Okay, wait.
bat.
He just threw a wrench in it. Polynesians, man.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
some
there's
big
some, there's some
motherfuckers.
big boys.
If I had to bet on anybody,
100 of them.
I'm betting on the Samoans.
I'm with that.
But only them, because they never got
Wasn't there,
conquered.
like a point in time when they was like setting up like these like shows where
They gonna
people
die.
were fighting animals like
No.
CE like BCE. Wasn't that like a thing?
That was a
They have, like-
TV show where
No.
men fight animals.
I didn't know if it was real, but like
Definitely probably was not real.
they
You
had
can't do
like
that.
no, like I don't know. They look like
Oh, you're talking about like in ancient times where they would put
Yeah.
people in
Oh,
like the
like
Colosseum
gladiator.
and the
Yeah,
gladiator fight an
yeah.
animal. Yeah.
They had swords. A lot of them died, but they also had swords and shields.
all right, but like
And they listened to the name
I
gladiator.
had a gladiator with a gorilla. He's gonna be like, this is light work. I did this yesterday.
If he with his bare hands, he
100 gladiators.
100 of them.
Yeah, good luck, y'all.
Yeah.
You're getting sacrificed.
Good luck. I was never going anyway.
Yeah.
I'll be in my bed watching
get-
this on YouTube.
If we got a person like you,
I can't wait.
I'd be like, I already.
All right,
know
moving
this
on.
one
Yeah.
Here.
Give it to me, Sir Hardwell. Give me. I don't want you to take me to the beginning, but at the moment where you knew film was going to be your avenue.
Crash.
Crash.
Paul Hagen's Crash.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that film, I don't know. I'd seen a lot of films prior to that, but there was no film that made me feel what that film made me feel, which was like, yo, they let somebody write this. They let somebody, it was characters real in a way that I hadn't seen or heard before, and that for me was just like revelatory. And obviously, John Singleton's his films, Boys in the Hood, Higher Learning, were pivotal films, but
Absolutely.
they didn't make me want to write. Crash made me want to write. And then seeing you and B do what you guys were doing made me want to be a filmmaker. So I didn't know, because I didn't know what was going to be a filmmaker.
You had already started. You was on your way.
No, but
I'll take it though.
But I wasn't doing it. You guys were doing it.
I'll take it
And
though.
you guys were doing it at a high clip. Like, you know what I mean? It was I did it out of like necessity and like curiosity, but I didn't want to be a filmmaker from the beginning. It was like I only wanted to write.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So it was Crash.
Well, you a filmmaker.
You're a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
God.
here now.
You're a filmmaker. What was for you when it came to modeling? Like, what was that moment, that spot that you knew you wanted to get in entertainment, especially coming from a reservation? I don't know if that's like a thing that they support or how does that work?
So, for me, I stumbled upon it. I didn't want to do it for a long time. Everyone would be like, you should model. And I'm like, I would never do that. I don't care. That's not me. And I started taking pictures at home, really. And then people was just reaching out to me. So my goal really wasn't to model. My goal was really just to help others. Because I kept getting a lot of jobs from people just reaching out to me through Instagram, literally. And then in Rhode Island, I was like, I want to help people because I never had to pay. I always got paid, but I know people were paying to have shoots. Mm-hmm. So I put together events and did model meetups and help people build their portfolio. Okay. And that opened the door for more opportunities.
Yeah, we used to, one of our homegirls used to do that with us. Model meetups. Those are dope.
But yeah, it wasn't the goal originally. It was just I was like, I enjoy this. This is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Same.
For me, it was similarly in the same realm where that wasn't intentional with it, but I did it in a sense of a challenge for my own self-development. So that was pretty much where I knew that I had some type of creative outlet that I needed to express, but I just didn't have a way to, or, when you're thinking about typical things like singing and dancing, or things that are more on the broader scale, I was like, well, there's not something that's really calling to me internally to do that. But then it was like, okay, well, I'm not confident in front of the camera. I don't really sense that. So let me just do it for myself. But then it just kind of escalated into something that was a confirmation internally that there was something bigger than I was expecting. And I just really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being in that creative sphere. And it's not just about being in front of the camera or developing that confidence, but it's just being with a creative team. Me being able to meet designers, photographers, different type of artists that are a bigger part of myself, and that I get to be a part of a project and a team and a tribe. And so that was just kind of infiltrating into what made me feel best in my creative outlets, and that led me to do other things. Now I'm doing dancing, now I'm going to be doing more social media work, and now I'm going to be doing a talk show. So it's all those things are encapsulating into what I can do in order to feel my best self, but it's for the community at the end of the day, and what we can do in order to uplift artists and speak into who they truly are, not only in their identity, but how we can contribute to the collective. So that's kind of where
Come on, PR training. God damn. Come on here now.
Gotta go.
Olivia Pope.
Yeah.
No
PR training needed.
I want to ask you though.
He said I need to my call.
So you saw Crash. It inspired you to want to be a writer, and then but where did you go from there? Like, how did you even know where to start, or like what to do? Like, what was the next thing that you?
Because a lot of people don't know how to start.
Did you know that you had stories inside of your brain already working, and it was just like, oh, I want to try to do what I see that they just did with that film. Like, what was next after you saw that movie?
I worked for Magic Johnson for a few years.
Oh,
okay. Well,
so that was great, and at the same time, it was so great that I kind of ran from the writing because I'm working for one of my childhood idols, legends. I grew up in Inglewood. The Forum is in my backyard.
Okay.
I graduated from high school at the Forum. You know what I mean? So it's like when I went to work for him, it was amazing. You get to see the entrepreneurial spirit. You get to see what this man's work ethic is. And so I kind of fell in love with that. And then I got fired. Fired is a strong word. I got laid off because it was during 2000, whenever the bubble crashed in like 2010 or something like that. And so I was in that layoff group. And then I had no choice. It was like I saw him on TNT one day and he was smiling and everything. It pissed me off. And I was like, man, he's doing what he loves. And then it's like I heard something say to me, like, what about you? And I wrote that my first script was called A Dream Deferred about this kid who discovers his love of writing in the third year of college, but his mother wants him to be a doctor. And so he's kind of vacillating between vocation and what he should do to make money and be safe and all that other kind of stuff. And so I wrote that script, and then I applied to CSUN, got accepted there, and the rest is history, man. I mean, I'm not a huge advocate of make sure I say this right.
No, go ahead on. You gotta be politically correct.
You about to talk about school?
Yeah,
I already know. Okay.
I mean,
about going to school, about an advocate for
film school or writing school.
Yeah, I mean, because in film school, I mean, I got my master's in screenwriting, but it did, what it did for me was it introduced me to films I would have never.
Which is a plus.
Yeah, I mean that is, you know what I mean. It opened my.
But that still costs a lot of money just to see some films.
Yeah, and now Trump's trying to get all the money back.
But
anyway, you know what I mean. But it's like it opened my palette, expanded my palette, and it gave me 100 more ways to tell the story that I was only able to see like this. Once I saw The Seventh Seal, I was like, oh man, it was deep for me. You know what I mean? And so then that expanded. Then it went to Fellini and Bergman and Oscar Micheaux, and you start watching these films, and then you realize like, that's why it's important to travel, because you get limited. You know what I mean, by what you see, and that has its advantages in some ways because it creates voice and authenticity. But you want to expand that, and I think that's what grad school did for me, and so after I graduated from there, it was like I got to fly. So I got a job working as a barber.
You knew how to cut already. You learned just.
No, I learned.
Okay, you turned to a great one.
I appreciate that. It was necessary. Like in my mind, it was like I can't have a corporate job because I'm too dedicated. I won't leave the work at work. I'll bring the work home. Or
do you feel like all artists? Do we all kind of feel like that? Like as corporate is tough when you're trying to pursue, quote unquote, your dreams or the avenue that you're here to take.
I think so. I mean, because it requires. I mean, you're giving 8 hours away.
Yeah.
More than that sometimes.
More than that,
like you said, you have to take it home a lot.
And I think culturally and socially, it's not as acceptable to go that route. People admire it. People, wish that they could go down that route. But I mean, when we're talking in the lenses of, your own family and how, your own family maybe wants to view you or how everyone else did it, then, have to breaking, that baggage and having to take a chance, not only on yourself, but things that are outside of your control. That's the most scariest part is, being able to take that leap of faith and being able to stick with it, whatever your idea of success means.
It's tough.
That success word has been a big one, especially because Anthony Mackie said what he said about success.
What did he say? Give it to me.
Well, he said success isn't earned, it's given. And I don't agree.
You don't agree?
No. I get the premise of why he's saying
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I have to hear the rest of that conversation to understand.
I remember him saying that.
he was talking about how he's seen a lot of people come up and it's not until somebody chooses you that you have.
Which is, I mean, a lot of times nowadays we are seeing it. We are seeing people get selected, and it's like it's your time now, or get put on, you know, over individuals who probably have more talent, you know, and who have the means to really be doing something better than you know than most. So I see what he's saying, because we kind of sit back some days and be like, what the hell? How did?
Yeah, see, I can't focus on that person. I don't believe in pie. Like, I don't believe in slices of pie. There is no pie.
But I think that, like, it depends on what your view of success is.
Bingo.
Too. Because a lot of people in this world, like, can't, you know, not everyone, but a good majority, associate success with your material wealth and your traveling, your image, when realistically, if you really break it down, is that successful? Does that really mean that you're successful? Because you can have all of these riches and be the most miserable, lonely person in the world. Is that real success?
Almost success for you means being better than yourself was yesterday.
Yeah, man. Again, it's like, it's purpose driven for me. Like, I feel like I was put here to serve. You know, and when I go home, I'm here to serve my family. You know, right now I'm here to serve this mission that you guys are on with this incredible podcast that you have. When I'm by myself and it's after midnight and I'm writing on the page, it's in service of the craft. So for me, and all of that is connected to people.
Absolutely.
It's not connected to me. And I think that success for most people is me. And I can't, the whole pick you thing, I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. I was already chosen, even if they don't know it yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I can't really, you know, the whole success thing, somebody choosing you, it don't really make sense to me. Yeah, some people don't make it to the league, but there's purpose in that. The decision, the question is, does that athlete person do the work to find out what the purpose is in that journey that they've been on and how it serves people? But most people are in service of themselves.
Yes, they are. Yeah, so why is that?
Why is that? Because so much of media is, social media. You know what I mean? It's all about self. You know what I mean? It's like you want the pictures to look a certain way because you want people to view you a certain way. And I get, you know what I mean? I get all of it. It in the world of it, it makes sense. But I think when people realize that the greatest thing you can do is serve, then this thing called joy and happiness is not a fleeting emotion. It's not something that shifts you from day to day because you're centered. Your purpose is the compass. Your purpose is the guiding star. And I just think that most people.
Right.
I was like, hell yeah.
I believe I can.
Even if I don't know.
Yeah.
And
we figure it out.
And we here now.
Yeah, and I've seen it. It's a great film. One thing I know about you, you are a writer. You like to tell stories, and you're character driven as well. Do you feel like the art of storytelling is almost lost in cinema now? That's even for y'all, even for TV. If y'all watch TV shows, even for, you know, do you feel like the art of storytelling isn't as prevalent as it once was? Because now there's so many remakes. You're now different IPs, you know.
I feel like a lot of things are remade, and the originality has been lost. Like, that's why I cater more towards, like, I go into like anime or cartoons because it's a little more original, whereas other stories are just remakes and then with a little tweak on it. I like things that is always going to change, like something brand new. That's why I like Lucy, because it's like no one made that. Yeah.
No one made that before. She's right. Anime it is a little more. They have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to being original. The stories are original. Even the I want to say like the the formula. Like they don't have a specific formula like we have in Hollywood.
You can do whatever.
Like
And
they
each
can
one can
do
be
it.
different.
It can. That's why Sinners was so big, because it's like, oh, this is, you don't really know what kind of movie you're watching, because it's not following the regular formula, and the beats are not at the same tempo as a regular movie is. So it's like that commercialism that like we are locked into. Anime isn't locked into that, and I appreciate when filmmakers like Ryan Coogler go outside the box and make things. It's like, okay, I'm not doing the same regular Hollywood formula.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate what Star is saying. I even though I don't watch anime, I can empathize with the sentiment, like the originality, and because you can go places in anime and cartoons that I guess
You can't.
Hollywood. Yeah. So do I feel like it's lost? I don't know if I feel like it's lost. I just feel like, you know, B said something in the interview that he did for the film that I was a part of, Silent Prey. He said that I don't like the word difficult. You know what I mean? It's like, are there challenges? Yes. So I think the challenge is for creatives, artists, writers to figure out ways to introduce properties into the world that takes into account where we are today. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, you know, with Silent Prey, I mean, you guys haven't seen the film, but the opening is the opening for a reason, because I know at some point it's going to live in streaming, and you got this much time.
Yeah.
And if you don't hook them in them first, it's just, you know, they gone. So that was a clear thing for me, not in the writing, but in the editing of the film. When it comes to the writing, all I care about is the characters. I don't think about marketplace. I don't think about.
That's what I mean. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like some other people, it's straight with the marketing. How can we market this? How can this be bigger? You know, people don't really care about the character. You know, they don't care about that much.
Well, Will Smith kind of killed that, though. I feel like Will Smith is and for me, was the first actor, producer that showed that you can have story and character
Which
and
film?
entertainment. Any film, pick one.
Okay, you gotta tell me I'm a Will fan. You like Will Smith, correct?
Yeah, and what I was thinking about when you guys were speaking was both great points about like commercialism and about like, you know, that sector of anime. I think the art of storytelling is not per se like so focused on the commercialization where it's not there. It's just that we don't value it as much. So I think, you know, putting into that value, having these conversations and being able to, you know, kind of dissect films and maybe even TV shows, whatever piece of art that you want to, and being able to talk about it in a critical way. I think that's what's going to enlighten people to kind of analyze things a little bit better in a way where it doesn't make them think, you know, oh, this is straightforward to like commercialism, but rather what is the purpose of this film trying to teach me, or being able to, you know, resonate with a character. Just those conversations alone and being able to put out that type of media is going to make the value even up higher in storytelling.
I couldn't agree more.
Excellent.
But you might have contributed to the death of art.
I love. What I do?
You are a huge Marvel fan.
I love Marvel. I
Huge
love
Marvel
it.
fan. Now,
But
hot take.
He said, oh.
Hot take, and it's not really hot because Martin Scorsese has said it, and a few other filmmakers have said it. Like, those films don't really explore character and story in a way that is full.
don't. Some do, others don't. I think when you go into a superhero
How many?
movie now,
What percentage do?
what percentage from Marvel is crazy now. That first phase, the Infinity Saga, there was a lot of storytelling. There was a lot of character development because we had to take all of these new characters, put them together. We had to figure out who Thor was. We had to learn about Iron Man, get all these people together. So, you know, Thanos, it's falling off a lot now. Now it's, you know, y'all ain't about to get me on my Marvel because I love me some Marvel. What percentage? 70%.
You can love Marvel and agree that it's like very low level content. Like you know what I'm saying?
It is right now.
But
It
we still
is.
love
But it's not just right now.
So,
What she said?
it's a lot of remake. That's why.
No, It's adaptation.
They
Oh, you mean like part 2, part 3s,
Yeah,
and all
they're
that kind of stuff like that?
remaking it, and they're not adding to it. It's like they're just remaking it and then just putting, like it's like if you was to say, like, I don't even know, Peter Pan, for instance, right?
Okay, I fuck with Peter.
Classic.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say we take the cartoon version of Peter Pan, make him a reality version, and then remake the reality version, and then remake the reality version. That's kind of like what Marvel is.
I see what she's saying.
But they just started though. You know what I mean? Like
Who
it's
just started?
Marvel. I mean, yes.
No.
No, they
Blade.
Their IP is the oldest IP.
I mean, as far as putting them on a big screen, it started with.
Well, no, Blade actually had a story.
It did. You didn't like Iron Man?
Actually had a story. Keep going.
You thinking about it?
I'm trying to think what came next after all these. Thor?
The first one had a story.
Okay.
First one.
The first Captain America?
Okay. I didn't like the first Captain America.
But you like that second and third one?
I like the second one.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Because the second one,
You might not didn't like that second Thor, but you like that third one.
I never saw it.
Corey, we know already over here. We watch them all.
I think they're all good.
Yeah, them being good and them.
First Thor had a story.
No, but it did. But it was a story about
It wasn't the first Thor wasn't that good, but it did have a story.
It had a
about,
story.
You know, he's about him too arrogant. You know, and his father wanted to teach him a lesson, send him to Earth, become human, and you have to figure it out from there. And we watch
It was a story
that
about
change.
empathy. Yeah, it was a story. It was a story there.
Yeah.
Now it wasn't a story like Captain America.
Great
Winter
story.
Soldier. Like Captain America: Winter Soldier for me is probably the best story.
So do you feel So are you saying superhero movies aren't telling good stories in general, or just Marvel per se?
I'm a character guy, so if I can't find a way to meet the character,
Okay.
and understand what their dilemma is, in a truly primal way, meaning that we all have primal emotions. We all want love. We all want safety. We've all experienced sadness. We've all experienced disappointment. We've all experienced joy. Like these are primal emotions that you steep these characters in. When you don't do that, you create an obstacle for me to be able to enjoy what I'm watching.
So no superhero movie has done that for you.
What's it?
You didn't say no.
Captain America.
As of late.
Some superhero movies, they done switched up completely.
As of
How
late,
dare you?
What?
We're gonna have a side
What
conversation.
about Hulk? They made him dumb later on.
They made him smart. Smart
Sorry.
Hulk. Smart Hulk.
Period.
He came
Wait,
together.
wait.
He's smart Hulk.
Rewind.
They about to switch it back up. Don't worry, he coming. He about to be
was
dumb
like,
again.
He came from like his original story of being like,
Yeah, a Brute,
You get what I'm
a
saying,
Brute,
like
and a regular Hulk, and they changed him up to Professor Hulk.
I'm like, why
they about
would
to
they
get back
do
to
that?
it.
Why would they do that? They made him a completely different character.
I get what she's saying. Look,
They switched him up
they
completely.
did, and I'm not even a comic guy, and that's why when I have these conversations with people who are with comics, like I understand you guys have a backlog of information that I don't. Corey sounds like he does as well.
Oh yeah.
But I don't care about that. When you put it on the big screen, your job is to bring me in.
Mm-hmm.
That's your job. So I shouldn't have to know the whole story in order for me to vibe with what I'm watching.
So besides Sinners, what's another movie as of late that has done that for you? And same for y'all after that.
So, wait, can you like I don't know really what the
That's
question is. I will be honest.
Characters. What film that you can really resonate with the characters? It's really drawing you in with the story and.
She's been saying like anime does that for her.
Wait, but I started watching Black Mirror,
Okay.
and it's like
Stuff's freaky.
it's quick. Like it's like I feel like that's another thing. Like our attention span. is,
Mm-hmm.
Which is so sad now.
It is, yeah.
But I think that it changes up so much, but it's like original and then it resonates with what's going on today and what is yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of it has to do with like history. You can see how they changed like the storyline, even the setting, the timeline, everything changes. Like they have like some classic in there. Some is black and white, but then they also have like some modern time and even futuristic.
It's a new season, right?
I mean, television is incredible, man. Television is better than cinema, sadly.
Okay.
They have more time to tell more story.
Yeah.
And
Focus on now.
and they're willing to take more chances.
Are they?
Hell yeah.
Or are they not worried? Like, we want another season, so we got to make sure that we follow this.
No, it's
Formula.
not. Black Mirror isn't like that. Have you
Well, I
seen
mean,
it?
they're successful now, though.
The Penguin
Seven.
is a great story.
Penguin is phenomenal.
It's a great story.
Penguin is phenomenal.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it is.
Ozark.
Okay.
Succession.
Okay.
The first White Lotus. I haven't seen the other,
seen the other ones?
other
Okay.
seasons. But
There's a lot of good shows.
First one was great. The number 2, season 2, not that great. Season 3, I'm in the middle of right now.
The first season, I was just like glued.
Yeah.
TV takes chances, man. You know what I mean? And I think that's why you see a lot of these stars going back to TV. TV used to be the place you didn't want to go. You wanted to get out of TV.
How do you feel about the Oscar nominees this year? Like we had like Anora, we had the Brutalist. I like the Nora and the Brutalist pretty good.
You trying to get me in trouble, man.
Oh.
Oh.
You want to know what you think.
Oh.
I love the Nora.
Okay.
I don't think that the right person won Best Actress though.
Her.
Okay.
Should have been Demi.
100%.
So you like the substance, or you like her performance in the substance?
I like both.
Okay.
The substance
Substance
the
is
substance
wild.
was great, and then
Substance
to the
was wild.
end, that shit took a weird ass twist, and I'm like,
You gotta
What
watch,
is
you gotta watch
happening?
the substance. Sean, you gotta watch. It's,
feel like
it's a little
Just,
crazy.
You know, just give me a list. I have homework to do.
I feel like you would enjoy the substance
Yeah,
though,
I think
because of this, like you said, the social commentary.
yeah.
But I mean, you
Demi
know,
Moore.
the Oscars, man, you know, they get it right sometimes, and most times don't.
Yeah.
I watch it. I mean, this was the first one I watched. I take that back. I did watch the Slap Oscars
Okay.
from beginning to end.
Okay. That's crazy. That's what it's labeled as now.
Is there like a platform that they base this off of? You know, like when you have like when you're boxing, you know, like there's like
The criteria that they
Categories.
judge.
yeah, for like your point type.
I believe it
No,
is.
I don't think so.
Sometimes
It's just
when
it's just
they-
opinion based.
What I don't know, like
They
some
ju- they-
people,
It is
I feel
opinion,
like,
babe. Yeah.
They
I'd be
just regulated
surprised.
that everybody has to watch all the films.
I saw that, which is so crazy. Why don't y'all even put that out? Why don't y'all even tell
Why
us?
was that? Why is that just now becoming?
Why
a
is
thing?
that just
Yeah.
now a thing? It's like, and it's basically y'all been disrespectful to people's craft for, I don't know, over what, 60-something years, 50-something years?
Yeah, and listen, man.
And that's a discourse about it too, about like what is actually considered, you know, in that pool of opinion, you know, to be like, you know, critically acclaimed for whatever the category is too. And that's why, you know, once that is released, then people obviously like have, you know, their fights and judgments about it as well. So definitely, I think, you know, there should be a lot more substance about it. But, you know, I mean, it's like, it's for, you know, the glitz and glamour and kind of like, you know, the moment, you know, that's what they're more focused on. And also that conversation brings them more attention too. So, you know, of course, you know, they're probably not gonna be subjected to change it too. But
Yeah.
at least for, you know, this conversation, that could bleed into, you know, what really is put in that category as, you know, for what is able to win and, you know, was able to bring like substance into all of those different critically acclaimed movies.
'Cause I think comedy should be a category, and it's not. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like all the comedians that have done all this great work over my lifetime
Yeah. You don't like what they're doing now?
are not. No, they're just not even. There's no recognition.
There's no nominations for
There's,
comedic
like-
actors.
How many Oscars would Jim Carrey actually have?
Oh, a lot. Jim,
Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the art form. If the celebration is for the art form, then it should be included. Another hot take. I don't even think there should be best male, best.
Female actor.
No,
Best actor.
it should be back, but they won't do it because then
It's not. You can't compete. You can't. Yeah. I can't be competing.
why?
Yeah, I don't
Why?
know.
Yeah. Why?
Why?
I never really thought about that.
I never really thought about it either, but I just feel like they would think it's unfair
Why?
to put my performance up against Cheyenne's performance in a movie.
Why?
What
You
if
know what I mean?
what
It's
if
five
they
on
did
five.
like the same movie, right? Like Marilyn Monroe, for instance.
What she do?
What if they had a guy act
can't
as
stand
Marilyn
Marilyn
Monroe?
I cannot stand her.
You going now?
What
You
if
now
we
you
did
going
that?
into now you going into darker territory.
Yeah.
Wait, but
No,
if
because-
we're talking about best actor, actress, same
She was
thing.
nominated
Vice
for something?
versa. No, she wasn't. But I'm just
Bro,
saying in
goal of the
general,
century.
like vice versa. What if a girl was to act out a man?
Now
You know what I mean?
This is tricky because a trans did get nominated for best supporting or best actress.
Best actress.
What about
Best actress.
Right.
Why can't I think of this? Oh my gosh.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
I mean, listen, if you take away,
You can take away that's supporting your argument. Take away the whole gender thing.
because if it's about the act of performance,
yes, it shouldn't matter.
it shouldn't matter.
What about Medea? She got both ways.
Never in
Yeah.
that person's lifetime would they see that.
He said in that person's lifetime.
In that person's lifetime.
I mean, it's like, because if you think about it, it's like, because what we're really saying is like, because there's no best female director. It's just best director.
It's not.
And how many female directors have won best
You're
director?
making a good argument.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
Is there an ego? Is there an ego issue that's lying with you, or
No. I don't know.
Somebody
what
picking up what I'm putting down.
I don't know what it would be. I just know that people would complain.
Who would complain?
But why?
Who would complain? The stars themselves. I don't want to. Hey, I'm Meryl Streep. I don't want to go up against
Leo.
Leo.
Why wouldn't Meryl Streep want to go up against Leo? Meryl is a
I'm just naming Meryl the name Meryl. You know.
I feel like that would be
Put me
more
up against my
interesting.
peers, my female peers. That's what that was. That's what I'm assuming. That's
your
what,
peers are your
interesting,
peers.
I get that.
What it's gonna highlight is the gap in opportunity. That's what it's gonna highlight. It's gonna highlight the gap in opportunity for women. It's gonna highlight the gap in opportunity for Black, Indigenous, people of color. It's gonna highlight these gaps. They don't want huh?
They don't want that.
No, because now if I gotta nominate, let's just say, Denzel, Gary Oldman, what's the guy? There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Day-Lewis, phenomenal. Yeah.
Meryl Streep, Viola Davis. Give me another one, female.
Another female. Put Demi in there again.
Demi. Now, if it's just on best performance,
People are not gonna like that.
I don't know why.
They're not gonna like that.
Because
And I think it's too tough. I think it makes it even harder to pick when you do for them. If you do that,
what?
I don't know why. I just feel like that's what they're gonna say. We don't like this.
Demi's performance in
The Substance
The
was great.
Substance was incredible.
It was.
On par
What
with.
about Mickey Madsen in the North?
Why do you do that?
What about hers?
It was good. I enjoyed the film.
But her performance was it better
good.
than Demi's?
No, not to me.
Okay.
Not to me.
Okay.
I mean, that film is essentially, what's the Julia Roberts film?
Pretty Woman. I love Pretty Woman.
But darker, more gritty,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. A little more sex. A little more.
A lot more.
It was a lot
You know
more.
what I mean?
It was a lot more.
So it was great, but the film was great. She was really good. I'm just saying that
She wasn't no Demi Moore though. Demi was pulling from all avenues.
I'm specifically talking about the performance.
Yeah.
Like Demi's performance was otherworldly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's just my hot take. That they should they should do away with best actress, best actor. It's like best performance, because now we're gonna get to the root of what this whole thing is really about. It's the gap in opportunity for people in marginalized communities. Women is a marginalized community. BIPOC, marginalized community. White boys.
But I think there is still I think that's why they do separate it, because of the gap. Because then there's not an equal an equal vote, I would say, fair share to who should actually be getting this.
Can't get awards. Yeah.
A woman might never win if they did that.
Yes,
that's the
I
problem.
agree, and it sucks. But that's why they got them
That's
split
the
up.
way I have categories so
Realistically,
that
if you
everyone
have
can
men
win.
and women
So everyone
playing
can
on
win.
a basketball team,
So then, do best female director.
I agree with that.
I don't. I'm just being facetious. It's crazy.
But it's not that many. I feel like not that many female directors make that many movies that often. I'm just
Right.
Oscar. I mean, we got Greta
and that's
for
not
Barbie.
and that's not true, and that's what he's trying to say. But men
What?
always
Give me
win.
one.
Men always win best director because
Who who, give me a female director, that you would put her movie up as an Oscar from last year? Because it was already one nominated, right?
There was a female director nominated last year?
Was there?
I don't recall.
Yeah, okay, so who would have been nominated?
I don't know. I mean, no. Not I don't know as
Do you
in...
think you should separate that category?
Doesn't mean that there
He
isn't.
says no.
It doesn't mean
He
that there
doesn't want-
isn't any just because
he
he can't
doesn't-
think
yeah,
of it.
just-
Just
doesn't want to
because
separate.
one doesn't come to mind right now doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Like, Gina Prince Bythewood, the fact that she...
What are you trying to get at, though?
He's saying don't separate.
I'm saying
It should all be one.
there should be no
But if you're
separation.
saying that the women would not have an opportunity to win an award, then why would you not separate it?
Because to me that would highlight the bias of these awards. It wouldn't be denied.
Which it does in Best Director category because
Exactly.
men always win
Exactly.
and women never win.
I'm advocating for I'm really advocating for people in marginalized spaces, right?
Did Greta win for Barbie?
No.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
Okay.
I feel like it was good, but I wasn't in.
I loved it.
You didn't play with dolls.
I did. I watched Barbie. I watched it twice. I even went to a drive-in because I was
got
like,
She got a real.
yeah,
You tell them stop playing your home.
we dressed in pink. It was a family trip.
Okay,
Oh
family.
wow, they did the whole thing.
It's a lot of y'all too. Huh?
Yeah, there sure was. We opened up the
Pow
back of
wow.
the
Yeah.
van with our pink blankets and watched it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a huge fan of like the movie, and I tried watching it twice, and I was still like,
I'm curious, what was it? And I'm not saying I was. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Greta Gerwig and her writing.
But not Barbie.
it was.
No, I thought the film was good.
You gotta ask.
I thought the film was
It
good.
needs controversy. You gotta ask.
I thought the film was good, but I'm curious for Star, what was it that didn't resonate with you?
I wasn't a fan of like how they tried to modernize it. Like when they tried to like bring into the real world, and it was like when she went in, she was like, "This world is ruled by men. Like men is like in control." And then in her world, it was like women are in control. And I was just like, I got the message
I was
behind
about to
it.
say it's a little mess. It's like
Yeah.
a satire message they had.
I got the message behind it, but at the same time, I didn't agree with the message behind it. So I was just like, I don't really think that this is legit. I think that that's what is perceived in that individual and how people want it to be perceived. Because ultimately, when you do watch movies and shows and stuff on social media, there is an underlining message that your brain naturally picks up and agrees with. So that's how I was seeing it, and I'm like, this isn't actually legit.
Okay,
That's interesting because I disagree with that.
give it to me.
I think that, the whole point is, for you to be able to critically think, and the perception when the Barbie movie was going to come out, what do you associate Barbie with? It's like, oh, this woman who's perceived as, fun and, she's a little bit flirty. She just cares about clothes. She cares about material things. But then you watch it and then it's like, oh, this is not going to be something that they brought the light and the element of fun in there. So that way it's not too harsh, but it's not that perception of when you first walk in, what the point of the story is going to be about. And that whole shock factor was supposed to be there in order to just bring out examples, of how, what it internally means in order to, identify as a woman and to identify in that perception of self-development as far as women, in their intelligence and the way that they speak and the way that they can present themselves in worlds as leaders. That is what the message that was supposed to highlight, it come across. And the real world, of course, I agree in the sense where it's not, it's like painted out and it could be dramatic, but those tones are very real. And those tones are meant to be, this is only a couple of things that we can bring up. If we want to do that, we can divulge into, a 4-hour film if we want to, but it's supposed to still have that element that's entertainment, but it's supposed to be educational as well. So like having to bring all those elements into a film, you have to draw out, and, of course, there's going to be people that agree and disagree, but that's what highlights, the main point of critical thinking. And look at what the result was after the film. I mean, how much PR marketing did it get? How many companies wanted to, put out Barbie this and Barbie that after the movie, but then they didn't win, but they were able to get recognized in a speech and even have like a little light joke, on them, during that time. But then they didn't get that true recognition that, you know, would have been deserved as getting an award.
Yeah, but see, now, like, if they was going to do that, why label it as Barbie? Because everyone knows what Barbie originated as. Like, Barbie was, like, this perfect, innocent individual who was, like, glam and etc. But that's where I'm like, that originality of things is being tampered with and broken. It's not original anymore. But that film had the potential to be an original because they took something that is authentic and changed it and made it their own, but also, like, the tweak and then labeling it as Barbie is what I'm not a fan of. It's like, maybe you could have created a whole new thing.
That wasn't your perception of as what you perceived Barbie.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like they could have created a whole new character.
This is my first conversation about Barbie.
We didn't have the right crew on here that could talk about it the right way.
But, like, realistically, I just feel like they could have created a whole new character. They could have created, like, they could have called her Doll.
And not use, you saying don't use Barbie as
Barbie
the message to try to push.
Yeah, Barbie has a message.
But I feel, and I think that's kind of what she was saying, or maybe that's what the message is. We all think of Barbie as only this one way.
Right,
You think of Barbie, you think of, you know, women just, because Barbie does all these different things. You think of just this type of woman. I'm going to flip it and show y'all that
there's more.
That there's more to just this pretty doll that y'all think is just as ditz.
Yeah.
And with that, it's going to highlight women also. Like, we are more, because what's her name gave that great speech at the end with that great monologue. What is her name in the movie? What's her real name? America Freeman? Is that it?
America Ferrera.
Ferrera.
Yeah.
Freeman. I don't know what I got. But like, she had a part in there towards the end where she was talking to all the Barbies, like, kind of, you know, like venting a little bit. And I'm like, okay, so this is that moment where everybody should really pick up on, because she letting you all know, you know, how women feel.
Yeah, to shake the idea of what was always original and even, like, taught, you know, to girls and just to the world and what the image of Barbie should be. You know, because we weren't having hard conversation or having an idea of, like, what is the perception of a woman in Barbie. When we were growing up, we just played with it and it's just like, okay, these are the things that are the idea of fun. But when you go into Barbie's world, though, you're seeing what different women look like. You see what the different roles, because it's not just Barbie. Even though, you know, she was focused on it, I think that there should have been more incorporation of, you know, other Barbies in the roles and maybe, you know, showing that personality. But I mean, it still was encapsulating that idea of, like, what different women do, what they look like, how would they run the world in terms of, you know, peace and conflict resolution. And then when, you know, the men Barbies, like, took over, then, you know, it was kind of highlighting what, you know, we see as, like, a form of, like, you know, the matriarchy versus patriarchy, like, powers. But at the same time, the whole point is not, you know, what's up higher. It should be in balance and it should be in coexistence, because, you know, those presents, like, couldn't have done it without, you know, the men Barbies and vice versa. Like, the roles are important and they're equal in balance, you know, and, you know, there wasn't able to be enough time in order to cover it, because, like I said, there's so many elements that you need to encapsulate of entertainment and education. But at least, you know, it was getting that main message to shake things up a little bit, just to have those messages out.
Seems like you resonate with that political agenda that the movie was trying to push, and that you just doesn't.
Yeah. I think
I like y'all.
Like,
this is great.
I think it's an incredibly thoughtful conversation.
That is.
You know, that's why I'm quiet. I'm like, I just want to
because I ain't never, we never said Barbie was just.
We never had this deep of conversation about Barbie movie. And you came in and you delivered the bullet points after bullet point after bullet point.
I mean, I can tell you guys have really thought about it. You know what I mean? Like,
and I see both sides. I do. I get both perspectives. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm just like, this was a good movie. Oh, I see what this.
But see, that's why I read scripts though, because once I see a film, if it's available, I gotta read the script, because when you read the script, you'll discover what doesn't make it to the film. That actually
some stuff that's left out, some meat in there.
That's like the book, The Hate You Give. Have you guys? Do you guys read? Do we have
I never. I know the.
I read, but never heard.
I've never. But I know. I've heard of that because it's
familiar with the book and the film. Yeah.
I read the book and then I watched the movie. They missed out on so much compared to the book.
Okay.
Like, there was a lot of, like, other minor things in it. Like, the girl in the book, I think she was Asian in the book, and in the movie she wasn't. And that was like an underlining message that had to do with the book too.
Yeah.
So it was like, There was some missing pieces in it.
I'm always interested when I hear people who are big fans of like books and properties, and then they see a film and they're like, "Why did you do that?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it resonates, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm always curious as to why, because when you're writing something, a book, and this is I think the thing that most people aren't aware of, like, you know, a screenplay is all about economy, meaning general rule of thumb is like if you see a script, there are these things in between dialogue called action lines. And you don't want to have these large blocks, right? So they say it should be no more than 2 or 3 lines, right? Mm-hmm. So you find yourself trying to condense the story into a few lines, whereas in a novel, I can spend 5 pages talking about what this character looks like and why and where it came from and how they sound. Whereas in a film, a script specifically, I need to determine the thesis of the script, what the through line is, and why. And then once you have that, it's like all of these characters, sometimes what you have is composite characters, right? Where they say, for instance, like the character you're talking about. Okay, yeah, this character was Asian in the book, and there's this other character here, but you know what? I don't have enough room in the film to devote as much time as the book does to this character and this character. So I'm going to combine them in a way that still addresses what we're trying to address in a book, but in a film, do it in a film in a way that is more succinct, more contextual, and moves faster. So that's like one of the things I always hear, like, whether it's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo or any book really, the one that Leo just did with Martin Scorsese, the Killers of the Flower Moon.
Harry Potter?
I've never read
Harry Potter is a whole nother. That's
or
like,
seen
that's
any of the films.
That's my shit right there. Don't get me. I didn't read it.
Alright, so just
I've never seen one of those films.
Real quick, Harvey, before we get out of here, what you were just saying sparked something from me for a question. Like, have you ever done that in your script? Like, combine characters? Like, I think I've done it before, where it's like, okay, I need to like trim this down a little bit. I'll take 2 characters and make them into one character. Not the main character usually, but it's like, okay, 2 supporting characters. Now these lines are now yours, and they'll get cut in half on both characters.
Absolutely.
Have you ever done that before?
Yeah. So in Silent Prey, I'm trying not to spoil it. There's a scene where the main character is confronting the serial killer, and he is saying all kinds of things like comparing marginalized people to the rats of the Black Plague, in terms of how those rats spread the virus, and it destroyed almost all of the earth because it.
Hold on, what is this?
The Black Plague.
The Black Plague.
Oh, you never heard of Black Plague?
No.
Oh, you got some research.
Yeah, so the Black Plague was like, I want to say in like the 1800s or something like that, and it was this virus that was carried across land and sea on boats by rats and fleas.
Yep.
And so he uses this analogy of the Black Death, rats and fleas, and comparing them to, like I said, Black, indigenous, people of color. You can even make the argument of women, white women, in the sense that these marginalized groups are all fighting for the same thing: equity, equality, and how that is destroying society, America, yada, yada, yada. When I originally wrote that scene, it was really kind of like an out-of-body experience. It was a poker scene inspired by the opening scene of Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
So everybody's at the table, this character saying this character saying that, and you're getting a sense of all these different people at this table. And I just remember loving how the camera was moving the entire time. And so when I was writing that scene, one thing I do when I sit down at the keyboard, I submit to the characters, I get out of the way, and my job is to be only a conduit to get,
Yeah.
the words out. But anyway, it was originally written as a poker scene, and they were all saying all of those different things.
Okay.
And then there was this guy standing off to the side that was like, well, what about this and what about that? And I loved that scene so much, and I was trying to figure out how to get it into the film. And then it was like, oh,
I'm gonna just
this character at this moment says this.
brilliant. Brilliant.
So that was my one.
Brilliant writing.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all have to see it.
Yeah.
He'll send you the copy.
We got into a festival. I can't say which one yet, but
Nice.
but
You can. You can tell us the world right now.
hell, I can't. They said it's confidential. So when the press, when I don't want to be deselected.
You come on now.
We going our own
What
rules.
about taking down the man? We're not
Just saying, be like,
gonna
oops.
take it.
It slipped out. My bad.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
And then he's
When-
gonna chop it up and put that part.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
That's
When
the
the,
tip.
when the press release
Fucking right out
falls,
here.
when the press release comes out, I look forward to sharing. But maybe you guys could come to the.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll love to support.
All right, tell us, let everybody know what you got coming up, and drop your social.
Right now, I don't really have anything coming up.
You always
that I
got
could
something
talk
coming up.
about, that I
Okay,
could talk
okay,
about.
there you go. There you
Mum's
go.
the word. I will be in New York, probably the end of June. But yeah.
Get your
Where can they
social.
find you?
Oh, Cheyenne Walmsley, the little underscore.
Walmsley, yeah, that's tough. We're
Walmsley.
gonna drop that
That's so
down
cute.
there because that's tough.
Yeah, let them know where they can find you at too.
Oh yeah, so Amanda Georgia, and there's 2 A's at the end of that. And that will be for my Instagram and my YouTube. And currently, right now, I'm in the process of expanding on a couple of social projects.
Nice.
So that social projects, as well as her, I cannot speak on it too much, but it's going to be encapsulated, on YouTube and Instagram. So like those things will be popping up, but mainly the projects are going to be kind of going into entertainment, but also, doing collaboration with community. So that's all I can say right now, but I'm really excited about that. And then I have some, burlesque dancing shows coming up too. So I'm excited about that. And then a couple of fashion shows for modeling. So we get to it.
Get to it.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
say?
the film's coming, Silent Prey. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's been a labor of love, 5 years in the making, literally. Funded by a lot of people that just made sacrifices and was willing to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about the people who are involved in it, who helped to make it real. I'm even more excited about people finding out who the film is loosely inspired by, so that we can do more work in that space as well. If you want to find me, the film, you can find me at West Writer, WEST Writer. And then the social for the film is at Silent Prey Film.
Yep.
And
Doing a marketing rollout right now.
there you go.
Yeah.
Really.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank y'all.
Okay.
This was dope.
Thank y'all.
I was
Ladies
great.
Time
and
went
gentlemen,
quick.
ladies and gentlemen, that has been Movies and Models. Please like, subscribe, follow these amazing individuals. You know what I mean? And stay tuned for this episode to drop. We appreciate y'all.